Trailing by 4. It's Hargis, floater deflected by Williams, and coming out of there with the basketball for the Knights is Nathan Hager. His pass left, knocked from behind, and they give it to Mclane. Well, Anderton made a signal as if maybe he knew it was deflected off his hand. We'll give the officials the benefit of the doubt. Mclane with the ball back. 3:44 left in the fourth quarter. Franklin 48, Mclane 44. Inside to Peters, turnaround under Williams, and Chris Peters hits. And that's the first score for the General Mclane Center tonight. 48-46 Franklin. It's the kind of game we expected, and we still have at least 3 minutes and 25 seconds worth of it. Here's Anderton, backing away from Hargis, taking a lot of time watching his offense. Left to McLaughlin, driving left baseline, collision, he's called for the offensive foul.
That was a good call by the officials against McLaughlin, but what they didn't call is Anderton was being held by two General Mclane players right before then.
Mclane with a chance to tie the ball game or maybe take the lead. 48-46 Franklin, 3:15 left in the fourth quarter. That's only the second foul on John McLaughlin, but he's going to get a rest. Dave Smith, a 6'2 sophomore, checks in. John Getz is in there as well, and Bundy Fulmer's back in. So Coach Hager's going with some normal substitutions at the midway point of the quarter, despite the importance of the game and despite the fact that McLane's fought back to within 2. Here's Hargis against Getz. Out to Polk. Picked up there by Nate Keith. Polk around a pick, shooting over Smith. In and out, no good. Tipped in by, no, it does not go. Peters had the tip. It rolled all around the rim and out. Franklin is called for the foul. And it looks like Peters will go to the line for 2. And again, now maybe this is a ploy, but again, Chris Peters does not head to the free throw line. He goes down as if he's going to rebound. I don't know if this is intended to make the official think somebody else is shooting, but Peters did this in the first half. Now he goes to the line. He will have 2. Chris Peters missed the front end of a 1-and-1 in the first half. The free throw is good. If Chris Peters, a 6'6 senior, hits on this one, the score will be tied. 2:53 left in the fourth quarter here at Edinburgh University. Chris Peters with one more. Bends the knees. The shot is good. We're tied. Fulmer inbounds for the Knights. Ryan Anderson will set the play up. 48-48 the score. Here in the second half, Franklin's moving right to left. Anderton, double team, bounces it to Fulmer in the left corner. Bundy does not take the shot. Chris Peters comes out on him. Outside it'll go to Getz. John to the point. 2:31 left. Off to Anderton right. Now to Fulmer. Again, they're letting Fulmer basically be free. Anderton, jumper, foul line. Around the rim, no good. Rebound, Gorley of General Mclane. The Lancers have a chance to take the lead for the first time since the middle of the first quarter. Here comes Hargis. Bounce pass, right wing and a high post to Peters. Off to Polk. Pushing against Fulmer. Offensive foul on General Mclane.
Good call by Rick Fletcher that time. Polk got inside, put his butt right into the Franklin player, knocked him down. Fletcher was right on top of that call. Franklin has the ball back. 2:08 to go. And Tim, it's going to be interesting to see what both of these coaches do, because when you get down to this type of crunch time, do you fire away? Do you work for a layup? Do you freeze the ball and run the clock off? So I'm not telling them what to do. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Third foul on David Polk. I don't know that I've seen this many offensive fouls in a game. To Williams. Goes up too strong. Off the glass all the way around the rim and off. Sam Williams with a nice move and did not get the shot to fall. Mclane comes away with it. Hargis directing traffic from the point. Dribbling to the right. Bounce pass to a low post to Peters. Peters, 3 head fakes. Shot missed, foul called. Foul on the Franklin Knights. This time, Chris Peters heads directly to the free throw line.
Yeah, Peters made 3 outstanding head fakes that time. He finally got Sam to commit, get Sam off his feet. After Sam got in the air, he fouled him on the arm. Another good call by the officials. Peters at the line. He had just made 2, so he is hot at the line.
Second foul on Sam Williams. Peters 2 for 3 in this game. Made his last 2. Connects here. And the big guy puts Mclane ahead. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. Oh boy, boy, would Sam Williams like to have that play at the other end back. Strong move, and he banked it just a little too strong off the glass. Peters hits again. Mclane 50, Franklin 48. Anderton working the ball up court for the Knights, and at midcourt calls a timeout. They'll break for only 30 seconds this time. The score, Mclane 50, Franklin 48, back in 30 seconds on 1450 WFRA. Second half on Franklin. Any foul from here on, Mclane will be in the super bonus to go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, Franklin would like to be in at least a one-on-one. This crowd is going absolutely nuts. Franklin's ball, 1:32 to go, coming off a timeout.
Remember, the folks here in Edinburgh go to school at General Mclane. It's right up the road in Mclane Township. Nate Keith working it himself. Jump pass inside to McLaughlin, who loses the ball out of bounds, and Mclane will get it back.
Franklin's going full court man. You want to try to keep the ball out of the guard's hands.
Doré inbounding. A foul is called away from the play by the trailing official before Doré can even pass it in. We're going to get picky all of a sudden in the last minute and a half of the ball game. And going to the free throw line for the General Mclane Lancers will be, they tried to get away with it. David Polk was going there. Of course, nobody, I don't think, saw the foul. Josh Hargis will go to the line. That's no better. He'll have 2. We're in the super bonus. That's the 10th foul on the Knights in the second half. And Hargis makes the first. Mclane is up by 3. Josh Hargis, a 6-foot senior guard, averaging 18 points a ball game in the regular season, 24 here in the playoff, gets 2 bounces in a row and sinks another one. Hargis has 18 points all of a sudden. Anderton loses the ball, knocks it off to Hager, 3-point attempt short. And the rebound is by Hargis of Mclane. Hager trying to catch up with him. 1:06 left. Mclane with a 4-point lead.
McLane's ball. It is a jump ball, but it's McLane's ball.
All right, 2 Franklin players converged. The indication was it was a jump ball, but on the alternating possession rule, Mclane will keep it. Doré to inbound, and he'll get it into Polk. All the Franklin starters in there. Polk double teamed. He's fouled from behind. That may have gone on Anderton. Anderton and Hager both trying to catch up. Who got there first? Stops the clock with 1:01 left. Mclane up by 4. That's on Nathan Hager, and that is his 5th foul. They've put it on the board as 5. We have 4. Nate doesn't think he's fouled out. We have it as 4. The board says 5. Now there's the indication. Nathan Hager, a 6-foot junior, is fouled out with 1:01 left in regulation. John Getz, who has 4 fouls, checks in. He'll be in the backcourt along with starting point guard Ryan Anderton, who has 4 fouls. David Polk is on the line for General Mclane. It's a 2-shot situation, and he misses off the back iron. 1 more to come. Again, the super bonus stipulates that after the 10th foul and beyond, the opposing team gets 2 shots, not the 1-and-1. Polk makes this one, and Mclane's up by 5, 53-48. Anderton racing it to the right wing. The jumper, no good. Rebound, Franklin, jump ball. It'll be the Knights basketball.
This is a good time. Franklin would probably like a 3-pointer. They don't necessarily have to get that, but they really need 2 points right now on this inbounds play.
Well, Getz is working his way back beyond the perimeter. He's a three-point shooter. We're waiting for the floor to be mopped up before Anderton can inbound. 54 seconds left. Mclane by 5, 53-48. Out deep to Nate Keith. Head fake, one dribble, three-pointer, short, but a foul's called. Nate Keith will go to the line for 3, and Greg DeRay has just fouled out for Mclane.
That is his fifth foul. I hope they give him 3 shots. I think, Tim, we've seen a ball game earlier in the year. It might have been the girls' game where it was a 3-point shot taken. Sure like to see Nate Keith make these 3 shots.
Nate Keith tonight has 8 points. He's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. He made 65% of his free throws to this point this year. They should give him 3. DeRay is fouled out. I think it was Kalenda that came back in for Mclane. Keith shooting to our left, makes the first. Franklin trails by 4. 51 seconds left in regulation. Nate will have a couple of more. Only starter not in there for the Knights is Hager, who's fouled out. Here's Nate, a 6'3" senior, connects again. And because he was fouled in the act of taking a 3-point shot, he'll have a 3rd free throw. He can cut the lead to 2. Thanks for joining us this evening. We're here on 1450 WFRA. Franklin. Keith connects again. Mclane 53, Franklin 51. Mclane trying to get it in. They do to Polk. He loses it. The ball is loose. We have a rugby situation down on the court. It's a jump ball, and Mclane will inbound again. 48 seconds left. Can you believe that all happened in 3 seconds?
Well, that's probably to Franklin's benefit. There wasn't any foul called, number 1. Number 2, the clock has stopped, and Mclane is now calling a timeout.
Timeout assessed to General Mclane. We'll get ready for a 30-second break. 48 seconds left in regulation. General Mclane 53, Franklin 51. Mclane will have the ball when play resumes. And we'll be back in 30 seconds on 1450 WFRA. First half, I mentioned early in the second half, I only saw 2 glaringly missed calls by the officials in the first half, even though the Mclane fans were all over them during halftime. One was one of the offensive fouls assessed against Ryan Anderton when R.J. English of Mclane took a dive. That should have been obvious to the official. The other, I think, was down at the other end where Nate Keith went diving and caught a player. Near steal, gets almost headed, but Hargis saves, racing it to the bucket. Now Hargis will lose it again. The ball is loose, and they'll get it back. Now it's loose, and Fulmer has it. Franklin with the ball. Off to Getz, to Nate Keith, who will bring it down. 30 seconds left. Franklin trails by 2. Keith off to Anderton between the circles. 24 seconds. Anderton to the point, and now he backs up. Anderton will take it left to the wing. Spin dribble, takes it himself, scoops it up. It won't go. Ball is loose. It goes over to Franklin. McLaughlin has it taken away. And now, on a steal attempt in the backcourt, a foul on the Knights. Well, here's a situation where the officials missed a couple of calls, and then, once play was getting away from them, tried to stop the action by making a call on what actually was about the 3rd situation. The foul's going to go against John Getz. That'll be his 5th. John's going to foul out. He'll be the 2nd Franklin guard to go to the line, and going to the bench, that is, and going to the line for Mclane will be Chris Peters. Well, Franklin had an opportunity. Anderton's spin shot did not go. Franklin played volleyball with that basketball for a little bit. Couldn't quite get the handle. Peters came out of there with it. The biggest man on the General Mclane roster. He was fouled by Getz. Coach Bill Hager taking his time in bringing in a replacement. It will be Jeff Leffert.
And Franklin is hoping certainly if Peters misses these shots, at least he misses one of the 2 shots. I'm not so sure that Coach Hager, looking over there, did not want Franklin to run a little bit more offense and get some movement and probably take the shot maybe with 15 seconds to go, so they would have some time to get the rebound or get the ball back.
Peters is 4 for 5 from the line. Again, it's not a 1-and-1. It's a 2-shot situation. And the free throw is missed off the back iron. 11 seconds left. Mclane leading by 2. It looked for a minute to me like Franklin was going to call a timeout. Anderton goes to the bench to talk to Bill Hager. There are 4 Knights then on the line. 2 defenders back for Mclane. Peters will have one more. The shot is good. 54-51 Mclane, 11 seconds left. The ball is inbounded to Anderton. Anderton taking it into the forecourt himself, stopping it up. He'll take the three-pointer. It's missed. Rebound Franklin, and Fulmer will put it up and in. 2 seconds left. Franklin will call a timeout. Bundy Fulmer, off the offensive rebound, puts it in, but for 2. Franklin is still trailing by a point. 2 seconds left, and they're talking things over with Coach Bill Hager right now. We'll keep it here. Tim Shaw and Larry Holly with you on 1450 WFRA Franklin, and on Venango Video. You'll see a replay of this Sunday night at 8 p.m. on Channel 6 in Franklin. 2 seconds left. Mclane will be inbounding when play resumes. General Mclane leads Franklin 54-53.
About all that Franklin can hope for, and I'm not trying to be a doomsdayer, they almost have to steal the inbounds pass, then get fouled or throw the ball up and hope it goes into the basket.
I think Andy Shalott is checking in for Franklin. He either reported in or he checked something out for the coaches at the scorer's bench. 2 seconds left, 54-53. Winner of this ball game is the District 10 champion. Both teams go on to the interdistricts. The champion of the district will take on the number 7 seed from the WPIAL. That could be North Catholic. The loser will probably have Jeanette, a team that's 14 and 13 right now. The loser might have an easier time in the first round of the interdistricts, but it gets harder after that because you start running into other district champions. All right, Shalott is in there along with Anderton, Fulmer, Keith, and McLaughlin for Franklin. Polk is in there, Kushner's in there. Kalenda will be inbounding. He gets it into Polk, and Franklin can't get to the ball or the player. The General Mclane Lancers are the District 10 AAA champions. From Edinburgh University, the home team that was not, the team from this community, Edinburgh, the team that was designated as the visiting team on the scoreboard and on the bench, has come away to knock off last year's AAA champion, beating the Franklin Knights by a point. They trailed 22-12 at halftime, but General Mclane came roaring back. They were much more aggressive in the third quarter.
The contest between Blackhawk and Franklin. Blackhawks' J.T. Haskins cans this jumper. The game was tied 63-63 at the end of regulation. Jeremy Huber, it's the jumper for the Cougars. It goes double overtime. Haskins nails this 3. Blackhawk wins in double OT. 70-68 the final. Blackhawks going to the state finals. Boys single A action. Juniata Valley with the win. In girls quad A semifinal action, Woodland Hills took on Altoona. This one was a thriller. It all came down to this. Less than 12 seconds to go. Jill Humberton hits the jumper to give Altoona a 56-55 lead. Woodland Hills one last chance to win the game, but they missed the shot at the buzzer. Goes off the rim. Altoona wins 56-55, and Altoona advances to the state finals. Girls AA action. Greensburg Central Catholic with the victory. They're going to Hershey for the finals. The Pirates are hot down in spring training today. The Buccos won their 4th game in a row.